I think Alex was more beyond a brilliant mind. For me, it was his humility and making everyone feel like super important, and his ability to bring different people together.
Alex and I were always in different places, different stages in life. We went to college at different times, but there was always that friendship and that always just there to kind of lend a listening ear to things and catch up on life, no matter kind of what the circumstances were, even when he was in really rough stages of his treatment. And that was just a really amazing thing to have.
Alex Burdo was very wise beyond his years, yet very youthful in his humor and his character. He was incredibly enthusiastic and met every single person, every single time in his life with so much excitement. He was so excited to be alive and get to spend so much time on this beautiful planet.
Yeah, he never took a shortcut. His enthusiasm for what would be a mundane thing to us was always done in-depthly with enthusiasm. He saw things differently than the rest of us. Something that we would approach as not important was important to him. Every person was important to him. Every creature was important to him.
His passion was very infectious, and the enthusiasm that he had just for life and the things that he enjoyed in life would really be very easily spread to the people around him. He was always just a very close friend and always willing to listen and offer his opinion, which I always very much appreciated.
I met Alex through bird banding. He was little at the time. I think he was 8 or 9 years old. We let him release birds that we caught, and it was just, a picture of awe in his face when he did it. And he was well and truly hooked.
From a very young age, from when I first met Alex, he was always very passionate about anything related to nature, but especially birds. He had lots of different bird feeders in his yard and would always be going out every weekend to look species wherever he could.
And when he was very little, my parents gave him a book, What is a Bird?, which became one of his favorite books. And I think it grew from there. When Jerry mentioned about birding trips, sometimes it was off the cuff and spontaneous, but most of the time, the agenda that he would create was so specific and brilliant.
And hard to achieve. There was a lot packed into it.
Yeah.
So he would build very robust agendas with incredible preparation, memorizing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of bird songs and researching which area a specific bird would be in. So he would have a target list of going to the area, finding that bird. And beyond birds, it could be squirrels or bears or wolves or trees or leaves or butterflies. It was it's just more nature-based.
Because of him, I went to places that I never would have gone to in my life. It was a learning experience for me, not only about learning about birds and whales, learning about places too, because of him. I always felt I had a relationship with Alexander that was very special for a grandfather and a grandson.
I'll start by saying how I met him, which was in the nature store here at Connecticut Audubon Society. And Alex came bursting through the door, breathless with enthusiasm and excitement. And he wanted to tell me every bird that he had seen, every bird that he wished he had seen, and every bird that he had hoped that he would see in the future. And I remember thinking, who is this kid? He's absolutely amazing. And over time, with all the visits he made, I got to know him much better. And then he was diagnosed with cancer.
There's a lot of anxiety that goes into cancer treatment, and there's a lot of unknowns, and it becomes overwhelming at times, especially when you're waiting on scan results.
The path that he had to walk at a very young age, having a personal experience myself, I can say that he was my hero. He was just an amazing human being that had to deal with so much, but carried on. He didn't complain. He shared his passion with everyone.
Coming here and walking the trails was an ability for all of us to disconnect from reality, right? And focus on something else. Once you park in the parking lot and you step foot in those trails, you know, scans and white blood counts and all the nauseating things that go into cancer treatment, take a break for 2 or 3 hours.
I have a lot of wonderful memories of him here and bringing him after school or in the summer with his friends when he was very little. And when I walk the trails, I see the field where he would just run through it, and the cave where they would pretend play.
And the amazing thing with him is Gabby and I could walk these trails in an hour, and he would spend 6 hours here looking at things that normal people would even look for, you know, looking for different plants and butterflies and, you know, birds. And it was, you know, it's an amazing property in that, you know, it's an Audubon center, but it really isn't. It's really a nature center. So, and he really appreciated all that.
I grew up with a naturalist, so I think what you learn is there's a statement that they say, if you catch a kid with science, by the time he's 7 years old, he's got it for life. I'm a classic example of that, as is Alex.
So the Nature Center is 50 years old. And for a facility that has 14,000 kids visit it every year, we need to not only adapt for the times, but we need to give the staff resources to really educate them in the most profound way. We haven't really protected an amazing asset, and now is the time to do it.
We can do better. It's unfortunate that it's gone on this long where it hasn't been rebuilt or rehabilitated. He was thrilled sharing ideas with other naturalists and birders, and he would love nothing more than to see those conversations go on inside the walls of a new center or outside on the trails, exchanging ideas and learning, because he loved to learn as much as he loved to share his knowledge with other people. And this would be an amazing opportunity to leave a legacy where he would be able to do that long after. I think Alexander would love to see this be a state-of-the-art science center, a hub of the Audubon, the place when you think of the Connecticut Audubon, you think of the Fairfield Nature Center.